Toyota Aqua and Toyota Vitz are very well known and loved nameplates globally. In some markets, the Aqua is known as the Prius C, while the Vitz is known as the Yaris. But generally, the sales of these two cars rank quite high. Now, here in Kenya, we have two new variants of these vehicles. From 2017, the hybrid variant of the Vitz was launched. So some of those units have started being imported into our market. Then as for the Aqua, from 2014, a variant by the name X Urban was introduced. Then in 2017, the name was changed to Aqua Crossover. It's ideally a raised up Aqua with a bit of cladding and differently styled bumpers. And this variant has also started being imported into our market. These two cars are very similar in many ways. In fact, they share the same hybrid powertrains, transmissions, and even the suspension components. So you may wonder, why did Toyota decide to have two very similar hybrid vehicles? Won't the well-established hybrid, which in this case is the Toyota Aqua, will it not kill the Vitz hybrid? Personally, I don't think so. I think Toyota just wanted to give more options to their customers. In fact, it's similar to what they did with the Allion and Premium. Same car underneath, but the styling is a bit different. The same was now done when the Vitz hybrid was introduced. It's very similar to the Aqua underneath, but the styling is different. Then this particular Aqua crossover offers something better, which is good ground clearance. So in essence, Toyota are giving their customers more choices. And today in this particular episode, let's try and find out which one between these two hybrids from the same manufacturer should you go for. Remember, the Vitz is not primarily a hybrid car like the Aqua. It's just that there is a hybrid option. Stay tuned to find more about these two vehicles. Welcome to IK Photo Reviews, and as always, if you find this content helpful, please do consider subscribing to the channel for more informative content on cars as well as bikes. So the 2017 Vitz is the third generation, which was in production from 2010 till 2019, though as I've just said, the hybrid option was introduced in 2017, while the 2017 Aqua is the first generation, which was in production from 2011 till 2022. Now, under the hoods of these two cars, you'll find a 1500cc 4-cylinder 1NZ FXE engine plus an electric motor. The combined power output is around 100 horsepower, and this power is transmitted only to the front wheels via an ECVT gearbox. This is in fact not going to be a long video because there's not much to talk about these engines. But to put it simply, these engines are extremely reliable. Toyota have an extremely solid reputation when it comes to their hybrid technology. The batteries can last between 10 to around 15 years depending on usage. Then something to keep in mind about hybrids is that if you frequently keep driving them on EV mode, which is electric vehicle mode, then those batteries may degrade faster. So in as much as EV mode saves fuel, it's not always advisable to very frequently be switching to EV mode. Just leave the system to decide when to use the electric motor, and that is normally especially at low speeds. Then as you pick up the pace, the engine kicks in, or both the motor and the engine work in tandem to give that extra boost when accelerating. Even the CVT gearbox is pretty reliable as long as you stick to the recommended CVTF and avoid very rough, hard, frequent accelerations. These are vehicles just meant for decent driving to achieve excellent efficiency. The only disadvantage with these hybrids is normally the very expensive battery replacement. And by the way, in the Vitz hybrid, you may just decide to convert it to an unhybrid once those batteries are degraded instead of replacing them. That means you'll have to buy the engine and the CVT gearbox and you'll be good to go. That's what some people do in vehicles such as the Toyota Axio hybrid and the Field hybrid to avoid any future costs of battery replacement. As for efficiency, both cars have a claimed figure of up to around 34 kilometers per liter, but in real life expect anywhere between 15 to around 28 kilometers per liter. In fact, if you maintain a constant speed of around 70-80 kilometers per hour at low RPMs, then you could even hit 30 kilometers per liter. So generally, these cars are extremely efficient, almost as good as a motorbike. The fuel tank capacity in both cars is 36 liters. Then in terms of the ground clearance, this is now where the Aqua crossover does very well. It's way better than the Vitz and even the normal Aqua. It measures in at 170 millimeters. With this kind of clearance, you don't need any modifications. The vehicle will just glide over almost all road imperfections and even those big bumps. The same can't be said about the Toyota Vitz, which measures around 145 millimeters. So some modification may be needed, but as I always say, it's better to just install those slightly larger wheels rather than modifying the suspension. The brake setup in both vehicles is ventilated discs at the front and drums at the back. The setup provides sufficient stopping power. After all, these are not fast vehicles, so drums at the back work quite sufficiently. Suspension wise, again, they are similar. They both get McPherson struts at the front and a torsion bar setup at the back. Then safety wise, they both come with ABS, EBD, dual airbags, brake assist, ESP, traction control, and hill assist as standard. The Aqua crossover even offers collision mitigation as standard, so you get that feature in all trim levels from the basic grade to the highest grade, while the Vitz offers it as an option in the higher trim levels. The carb weight of the Toyota Vitz hybrid measures in at 1110 kgs, while that of the Aqua crossover at around 1100 kgs. As for the extra features, depending on the trim level, in the Vitz you can get cruise control, alloy wheels, fog lights, chrome side mirrors, maroon interior accents, navigation and heated seats. In the Aqua crossover you can expect to get leather interior, cruise control, navigation, heated seats, and a driver's armrest. So generally not bad. Last but not least, how much will each of these cars set you back at? A 2017 Vitz hybrid is going for around 1.25 to around 1.45 million depending on the trim level and mileage, while a 2017 Aqua crossover, and keep in mind that it's the Aqua crossover, not the conventional Aqua. This Aqua crossover is still rare in our market, but the few that are available are going for roughly 1.7, 1.8ish million. Yes, it's not cheap at all, but does it offer good value? We'll be talking about that shortly. Exterior and interior wise, they are okay cars. The Vitz hybrid will easily blend into the crowd with its basic and straightforward design, but the Aqua crossover seems a bit more aggressive thanks to its raised posture, cladding, and differently styled bumpers. Interior wise, again, nothing much to talk about. The Toyota Vitz is just the normal car we all know about, a basic yet functional interior design. Space is average at best. It's not a car you would term spacious like the Honda Fit or Nissan Note. The Aqua's interior is a bit more interesting, not necessarily mind-blowing, but a bit better compared to the Vitz, though space-wise it's more or less the same as that of the Vitz. Actually, it's marginally more spacious than the Vitz. Now, quickly on to their pros. Both cars are extremely efficient, easy and affordable to maintain, and extremely reliable as well. The Aqua has very good ground clearance, and we could also say it's very slightly more spacious than the Toyota Vitz. Onto the cons, both are hybrids, so there's the expensive cost of battery replacement. Secondly, selling a locally used hybrid can be a nightmare because chances of mileage tamperage are quite high, so many people are not willing to risk buying used hybrids. Another con, but now that is associated with the Vitz, is low ground clearance, as we had discussed earlier. The last con is associated with the Aqua crossover. This car is quite expensive, way more expensive than the conventional Aqua by around 250 to 300,000 shillings, yet you only get better ground clearance, roof rails, and a bit of cladding. So, does it really offer value for money? This is the final verdict. The Vitz hybrid will offer you better value. It's very similar underneath to the Toyota Aqua, yet it's more affordable than the Aqua crossover. But if for one reason or the other you don't want the Vitz hybrid, then you could as well opt for the conventional Toyota Aqua, which is still more affordable than this Aqua crossover. I don't see why anyone should pay 300,000 shillings more for increased ground clearance, unless if you really like the Aqua crossover and are willing to cough out that extra 300,000 shillings. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. As always, if you have any enquiries or suggestions, feel free to reach me via WhatsApp or email. I hope this has been helpful. Thanks a lot for watching. Stay safe, ride and drive safe. But before you go, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell so that you can know every time we get to compare hybrids from the same manufacturer.